I'm Ashlee Hacker, Gavin and Elayna Hacker's mom.
And I'm David Hacker. After I graduated high school, went straight into the Navy at 18 years old, did 9 years in the US Navy. The whole time I was aviation electronics technician. That led me to Northrop Grumman, who designed a unmanned aircraft which Korea has bought and purchased. And so that led us to Korea as sort of a teacher for the Korean Air Force.
I'm a nurse. I started in 2008, so about 15 years prior to moving to Korea. I worked in various areas of the hospital there with multiple specialties, from adults to pediatrics. Nursing has always been my passion. Since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a caregiver, and that's what motivated me to go into the healthcare industry.
Mine was mostly just maintaining flexibility throughout my career, building relationships with other folks and networking, and that kind of led me to Northrop Grumman, which ultimately led me to Korea.
For me, ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a nurse. I came from a big family with multiple siblings and always being their caregiver too, and then it led me to want to care for people in a medical setting. I love science and I love how to figure out how the body works and always wanting to learn more. Currently, I'm in my master's program to be a family nurse practitioner, and I want to continue to help people in that next step of my career one day. Right now I'm a stay-at-home mom and I get a chance to do the college work here in Korea while I'm not able to work here, which is a great timing to expand my career and go the next step.
Yeah, this was really a culmination of several factors. One was the opportunity to be a teacher, which I always kind of wanted to do. So I was an instructor sensor operator for this UAV platform, and this was a great opportunity to come over and teach the Korean Air Force how to use their asset. So that was one factor. Another factor was just the opportunity to give my children an international lifestyle, opportunity to grow that way as a whole family. And so that's what really motivated us to kind of take the risk and move overseas. Working in Korea has been a real pleasure. The Korean culture is a lot different than in America, and I appreciate it. The language barrier is a little bit difficult to overcome sometimes, but as long as I work hard and they work hard, we can easily overcome those barriers. The food is fantastic.
That's a big benefit. We love the food.
I really appreciate the food. Korean culture in general is conservative, and I really appreciate that too.
We love that it's respectful and teaches you manners, and that's really great.
Been a great learning experience for us. For me, it has been improving my communication skills for sure. And that's mostly because of the language barrier. Things don't always directly translate, so you have to find, you have to more or less put the pieces of the puzzle together to get the big picture, right? Like I said, there's not always a direct translation for Korean language over to English, so finding the common ground and what the Korean speaker may be saying, and understanding exactly what they want. So definitely my communication skills have improved. And then because that can be difficult sometimes, my patience has improved actually.
I was going to say my patience too with that.
Yeah, because sometimes you just have to take it slow. You have to slow down and make sure that everybody understands what we're trying to communicate.
Yeah, in America, pretty much everybody speaks English, and for me, being in the healthcare field, every now and then I would have a patient that didn't speak English, and we would have to use a translator and everything, and that does slow down your work, and there's things that come with that. But now that I'm on the other end of that, I've learned to become so much more patient because I am that person now not being understood. And so now I feel very appreciative of how respectful and kind everybody has been in Korea for us while we're trying to learn the language and find our way here, that, you know, they've been very welcoming, and we really appreciate that. So I'm going to take that experience, this whole experience that I have here, back home with me, and when I have that patient who is maybe new to the country and struggling with English, I'm definitely going to have so much more patience and kindness and understanding. I did have kindness and understanding before, but now I have this whole new idea of
kind of a new understanding.
A new understanding of, because I know how they feel. So I'll be grateful for that part of the experience here in Korea.
Yeah, so this was really high on our priority list when we chose to move to Korea, was where our kids were going to go to school at. GIFS was the closest location or closest proximity to my job, but we were really pleased to know that it was an English-speaking curriculum, and it was completely accredited and had a great reputation.
Yeah, and actually I met some expats who were already living here in Korea prior to coming over, and actually a couple of them were teachers, and they spoke highly of the school and told me that it's like a sense of family here and that our kids would love it. And so coming over here, we kind of had a sense of what GIFS was about, and we were excited to get started, and they quickly was accepted and quickly loved the school. So we feel like we made a really good choice.
Our highest priority was English speaking. Our kids didn't know any other languages. We were happy that they offered Korean language 3 days a week, I believe, at the time. And when we moved over here, it was the height of COVID. And unfortunately, our children in America were roughly about a year and a half behind due to schools shutting down. And we're really happy to see how GIFS handled that and kept our children going in school.
Yeah, they helped them get caught up. It's almost like they, you know, here in Korea, they did a really good job of overcoming the COVID challenges, and they didn't miss a beat. So they really were great in helping our kids get caught up to where they needed to be.
I feel like we made up for lost time in America.
Yeah, and actually then some, actually. And I love the sense of family community here at GIFS. The school is so small, which is drastically different than what we're used to in America, but it's almost like everybody is just one big family. The older kids look out for the younger kids. The older kids here have really made a big impact on our children, and I see them transferring those wonderful things down to the younger kids here. And I love to see that they're all together, just in one school, one building, and you just don't get that in America. They're all separated by elementary, middle, high school, and I just feel like your younger kids can be so well influenced by these exceptional older children, and I just love that. And then the culture.
We really appreciate the sense of community here at GIFS.
And then the different cultures and being around people who are different from you and learning that people live differently and think differently. And I love how there's so many different families from different countries, and, you know, people are coming in and out a lot, but I feel like, you know, they make such an impression on you. And I love the exposure that my children have had to people from countries from India, Malaysia, so many parts of the world, China, and that's just very invaluable to us. So for sure, the community feel and the diversity is just awesome here. We love it.